Hey guys, it's Martella Nell.
Hi everyone.
We've been away on Cape Cod this weekend together, and it's been a great time for us to discuss topics and talk about our self-talk. We've been, really catching each other in bits of negative self-talk over the weekend, and it's been really beneficial. So we encourage you guys to surround yourself with other people who can catch you on that, because it's been really helpful.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, so we wanted to introduce our topic this week, which is going to be vulnerability, and we wanted to start out with just a definition of it, because it's one of those words that gets tossed around a lot, but we don't actually think about its true meaning so often. So the dictionary defines vulnerability as the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally.
Yeah, so this is actually a perfect transition from self-talk from last week's topic, because most of the time all of our vulnerabilities are just manifestation of negative self-talk. We usually feel emotionally vulnerable, which is typically a result of our thoughts. And without these moments of vulnerability, there's no room for growth, and there's no way to get past these fears and to grow.
Yeah, so when we were talking about discussing vulnerability this week with you, some words that came to mind for us were like immediately growth, curiosity, possibility, transformation. But having an incurable illness makes us inherently very vulnerable people, because there's something about all of us in this group that we're living with that we can't control, something that's out of our hands, and that's really scary. And part of being vulnerable is just that fear that, maybe for some of us it's a physical, feeling physically threatened, but a lot of it we've discovered is actually just that emotional fear. And we were discussing situations that would feel vulnerable in our lives, and one of the scenarios that came to mind was like going to an outdoor party for someone like me who has visual impairment
at night.
Like if I went to a pool party at night or something, or a barbecue or a bonfire, that would be difficult for me, and I might not even go if I was feeling like that was too vulnerable of a situation, and I might feel like, oh, I'm going to trip and fall, and I'm going to fall in the pool, or I'm going to, talk to a tree instead of a person. But really, those fears, I'm not really afraid of falling. I've fallen so many times. I've fallen my house every day. Like, I am not really afraid of talking to a tree, whatever. I'm afraid of people's reactions to that. So that's emotional. That's not a physical threat. And I think so often, there are, like I said, I don't want to discredit those of us in here who are dealing with something that is physical, because that is, of course, a means of feeling vulnerable. And I know Nell can,
in the past,
relate to that.
Yeah.
But, even through all of that, I think most of our fears manifest because of emotional fears. And
so I think it's important just transition from catching your negative thoughts to what fears do I have that do make me vulnerable, and incorporating.
Is that really a threat?
Is it really a threat? Yeah, and incorporating possibly last week's topic of, well, how can I change this around? How can I make this more positive? How can I move past this vulnerability and put myself out there a little bit to see that it's not as scary as we think?
Maybe it's an opportunity
for growth.
Yeah. Maybe at that pool party or whatever, your situation is, you go up to someone and you tell that person, I need your help tonight, and maybe that person becomes your new best friend.
Exactly.
There's always opportunities if we're searching for them, and we have a positive approach to them.
Yes. So thanks so much, you guys. Hope you have a great week.
We're looking forward to discussing this with you, so comment below and talk soon.